Number 11, Right Honourable Winston Peters.
Mr Speaker, can I begin by observing that the standard of dress on that side of the House is evidence that you can have lots of money but no class.
Order.
Oh, I struck a nerve here, eh?
and now we'll have the question.
Thank you very much, Mr Speaker. Lighten up, boys. To the Prime Minister... Oh, don't feel so sad about it. To the Prime Minister, is he satisfied that the current Minister for Climate Change Issues is working for all New Zealanders?
Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Mr Speaker, yes, and can I note on that side of the House you can have lots of MPs but you never hear from them.
Well, you're about to. You wait another 7 weeks.
OK. Order.
Supplementary question.
Supplementary question.
Oh, I know you're worried. They all know hope's on its way. Supplementary question. How can this Minister of Climate Change Issues be working for all New Zealanders when an economic analysis by Infometrics, just out, shows households are being charged substantially more than the ETS compliance costs being paid by energy and liquid fuel companies supplying them?
Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Well, Mr Speaker, I haven't seen that report, but what I do know is that if you look at the ETS, New Zealand's one of the few countries in the world outside of the European Union that actually has an ETS. I think that ETS, when you think about the fact that it applies effectively what is a floating rate for carbon, and that rate is very low, shows that while it's having some impact on the economy, the effect on households is relatively low.
Supplementary question.
Supplementary question, Right Honourable Winston Peters.
How can the Minister of Climate Change Issues be working for all New Zealanders when energy and liquid fuel companies have price gouged New Zealanders for almost New Zealand $1.4 billion by overcharging households an average 75% more than these companies paid to the ETS compliance costs, as shown by an economic analysis by Infometrics?
Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Mr Speaker, I think the member's actually wrong in his numbers, or at least the analysis is wrong. Mr Speaker, it's also dangerous making assumptions of what's actually happening, because it depends when those companies actually acquired the units. But as I said, overall the system is a modest one, but I think it's working for New Zealanders.
Point of order, Mr Speaker.
Point of order, Right Honourable Winston Peters.
I seek to table 3 papers by Infometrics, one dated 3rd June on electricity costs. The second is 1 May with respect to Genesis Energy charging, and the third, 24th of June, on carbon prices.
Leave us sought to table those 3 particular papers. Is there any objection to them being tabled? There is none. They can be tabled.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. Supplementary. How can the Minister for Climate Change Issues be working for all New Zealanders when energy and liquid fuel companies are purchasing foreign carbon credits for New Zealand dollars $3, while overcharging New Zealand taxpayers an average of $11 per credit? And if this is not a financial rort, as pointed out by Infometrics, what is?
Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Mr Speaker, I think the member's wrong. We're not actually doing that. What I can say in terms of those foreign AAUs that the member's talking about, actually the government's moved to eliminate those being purchased by New Zealand companies.
Supplementary question.
Supplementary question, Right Honourable Winston Peters.
How can the Minister of Climate Change Issues be doing what was much vaunted by the National Party, working for all New Zealanders, when iwi alone have lost a further $600 million as a result of the collapse of the New Zealand carbon market, an opportunity to bring thousands of jobs to the regions at no cost to taxpayers?
Right Honourable
Speaker,
Prime Minister.
Well, the member is demonstrating, I think he doesn't actually understand how the system works, because on the one hand he's saying that those people that purchase carbon units at high levels and therefore pass that on to the consumer are somehow rorting the system, but those that didn't sell their units and now the unit prices drop are somehow also rorting the system, both of which can't be right.
I can see how Wall Street works. Supplementary question.
Supplementary question, Right Honourable Winston Peters.
How can the Minister of Climate Change Issues be working for all New Zealanders when price gouging its customers by their electricity bills between 2010 and 2012? Genesis Energy attained additional profits of $36.5 million and inflated artificially its share value. And if so, why hasn't it done anything at all to stop it?
Right, Honourable Prime Minister.
Mr Speaker, I reject the claim made by the member, but what I would say is on this side of the House we've had a climate change policy which I think has been pitched at about the right level. I think it's been modest but fair for New Zealanders, and if the member feels incredibly strongly about these climate change issues and about the amount that consumers might pay, I strongly suggest that he joins with his rejection of the Mana Party and drop kicks the Greens as well, because they'll have the price of carbon up 5 times what it currently is.
Question number 12, David Shearer.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. To the Minister of Foreign Affairs. Did his office receive an email at approximately 5 o'clock New Zealand time on the 22nd of May 2014 advising that the